There's something terrifying about ordinary moments. Because sometimes, the last normal thing a person ever does looks completely harmless. At exactly 8:14 p.m., a 19-year-old college student walked into a convenience store near campus. She bought a bottle of water, looked directly into the security camera, and smiled. 7 hours later, she was gone. No body. No witnesses. No explanation. Only a phone signal that appeared 40 miles away at 3:14 in the morning, and a text message her parents believe she never wrote. But the deeper investigators looked into her disappearance, the more disturbing the case became. Because according to her journal, she believed someone had been watching her long before she vanished. Rain covered the parking lot that night in a thin reflective layer. Not enough to stop people from driving. Just enough to make everything feel cold. The convenience store sat on the edge of campus beside an empty intersection lined with weak fluorescent streetlights. Inside, the atmosphere was quiet. A cashier stocked shelves near the back wall while old pop music played softly through ceiling speakers. At 8:14 p.m., security cameras captured a young woman entering through the front door. 19 years old. College sophomore. Gray hoodie. White sneakers. Phone in her hand. The footage itself is unsettling for one reason. Nothing looks wrong. She appears calm. Normal. Safe. She pauses beside the refrigerator section for a moment before selecting a bottle of water. Then she notices the camera above the register. And smiles. A small smile. Quick. Natural. Almost playful. The footage lasts 11 seconds. It will become the final confirmed video of her alive. At the time, nobody inside the store realized they were witnessing the beginning of one of the county's most disturbing unsolved disappearances. Friends later told investigators she had seemed tired recently. Distracted. Not scared exactly, just uneasy. The week before she vanished, she stopped walking home alone after evening classes. She began checking behind her while crossing parking lots. Twice, her roommate noticed her looking through apartment blinds late at night. When asked what was wrong, she brushed it off. Probably nothing. That answer would later haunt everyone who knew her. Because after investigators searched her apartment, they found a journal hidden beneath textbooks beside her bed. Most entries were ordinary college stress. Assignments. Relationship problems. Anxiety about exams. But buried between those pages were sentences detectives couldn't ignore. Someone keeps parking outside after midnight. Another entry read, "I know this sounds insane, but I feel watched lately." Then another. "The same car again tonight. No plate number. No detailed description. Only fear. Quiet fear. The kind people dismiss until something terrible happens." Earlier that evening, she had called her mother around 6:42 p.m. The conversation lasted less than 5 minutes. They talked about groceries, laundry, weekend plans. Nothing unusual. Her mother later described the phone call as painfully ordinary. No fear in her voice. No panic. No indication she believed she was in danger. At 7:51 p.m., cameras captured her vehicle entering the convenience store parking lot. She was alone. Rain reflected across black pavement beneath fluorescent lights. The cashier later told police she appeared polite but distracted. One detail from the surveillance footage disturbed investigators later. As she approached the counter, she glanced behind her twice. Almost as if she expected someone to be standing there. At first, detectives ignored it. Until they reviewed footage from nearby businesses. That's when they noticed a man near the edge of the parking lot. Tall. Dark jacket. Standing partially beneath a broken light. Watching. The footage quality was poor. His face could not be clearly identified. But witnesses later claimed they had seen someone matching the same description near her apartment complex days earlier. Police questioned a local man connected to the area. But there wasn't enough evidence for charges. Officially, investigators refused to name him publicly as a suspect. Then 8 months later, the man died by suicide. That single event changed public perception of the entire case. Online forums exploded with theories. Some believed police had pressured an innocent man. Others believed guilt had finally consumed him. To this day, authorities have never officially connected him to the disappearance. But detectives privately admitted the timeline disturbed them deeply. At 10:43 p.m., her phone connected briefly to a tower near campus. Nothing unusual. Then another signal appeared farther south after midnight. But at exactly 3:14 a.m., her phone connected to a rural tower nearly 40 miles away. An isolated area surrounded by drainage roads and farmland. Investigators still cannot explain how the device reached that location. No highway cameras captured her vehicle. No gas station footage confirmed she traveled there. No witnesses ever reported seeing her. Then came the text message. The next morning, her parents received a message from her phone. "I'm fine, don't worry." That single sentence immediately alarmed her mother. Because according to family and friends, she never texted like that. No punctuation. No emotion. No nickname. Cold. Detached. Wrong. Police attempted to trace the message, but signal inconsistencies prevented investigators from identifying its exact origin. After that, the phone disappeared permanently. As weeks passed, the investigation began uncovering even stranger details. A partial shoe print was discovered near a drainage ditch several miles outside town. The print was never matched. Investigators also quietly identified similarities between her disappearance and 2 other unsolved missing persons cases in the same county. All involved women. All involved nighttime disappearances. And all occurred within less than a year. Officially, authorities denied the cases were connected. Unofficially, retired detectives later admitted the similarities were impossible to ignore. Years passed. No arrests. No body. No confirmed sightings. Only theories. For her parents, the investigation eventually became secondary to something much worse. The footage. Because every anniversary, news stations replayed the same 11 seconds. The same fluorescent lights. The same convenience store. The same smile. Frozen forever in time. A moment where she still believed she was safe. And somewhere between that convenience store camera and a lonely cell tower at 3:14 in the morning, a human being vanished almost completely from the world, leaving behind nothing except questions. And one final smile nobody has ever forgotten. So let me ask you, if you noticed the same car parked outside your house 3 nights in a row, would you report it right away, or would you try to brush it off as nothing? And if you vanished tonight, what would be the last normal thing the cameras caught you doing? If you want to uncover more dark truths and hidden histories, subscribe to FrameTale HQ, hit the notification bell, and leave your thoughts on this story in the comments below. Until next time, keep searching for the truth.